From Dallas to Los Angeles and a screen near you, here is B Wildcat 2. Hey guys, B Wildcat 2 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you, let's bring you my MLB 13 The Show Wishlist. Yes, I know it's only September, and you're like, shouldn't you be waiting a while to be doing this? I say no. I've already come up with a bunch of things that I need to be improved. Maybe not improved, but things that I want to see next year, like in MLB 13 The Show. Only problem I see right now is I've got a bunch of things I want to talk about, so I'll try to keep it brief, but this will probably still be a long video because I have 40 things that I really want to talk about. Probably not like too much individually, but the gameplay you're seeing is White Sox Rangers from my Rangers franchise. No, not that Rangers franchise. I started another Rangers franchise with the updated rosters for play, and this is going to be, I'll be playing as I talk, so bear with me. But the first item of business today, we're going to talk a little bit. We're probably going to be bouncing back and forth because I just wrote these all down in a Microsoft Word document as they came to me, so probably we'll be going back and forth, but this will be the only footage you'll see. Anyway, number one, I want to see in your road to the show, your player can get endorsed with companies like, let's say, Mint Degree wants me to advertise their deodorant. Say something like BJ Wild uses Degree men's deodorant, something like that. That'd be pretty cool to see. You know how Joe Mauer, he's got that thing with Head and Shoulders, the endorsement with Head and Shoulders. So I really want to see them put that in. That would be awesome to see. I know it probably is wishful thinking, but you never can tell until the game comes out. Next up is I want to get players like your player or your manager can come out, argue with the umpire over a blown call like the Armando Galarraga imperfect game, if you will, or something like Bobby Cox had a reputation of always going out and getting ejected when he argued with the umpire. So I want to see them do that, like in any mode, exhibition, regular season, franchise, road to the show, any mode. I want to see that happen because I think that'd be an awesome thing. Number three, I know some people have talked about this before, and I agree with them. Yeah, I never played MVP baseball, but I've heard it is an awesome game, and I really wish I'd been able to play it when I was little. But they had an ability where you can create your own team. You could create their jerseys, their logo, their stadium, almost like Diamond Dynasty. But then, like, you could create them, and then instead of just like creating them for exhibition use, you could use them in like franchise. You could be a franchise with the Dallas Wildcats. I know it's corny, I know, but anyway, that would be awesome. Like that would be so much fun to do a series, because then, like, instead of just using the Texas Rangers, you could be like any team you wanted to. And I know MLB 2K has had the create your own team aspect. You can put the real major league rosters in there, but you can use the use of created players or road to the show players in there. That would be awesome. You could create your own team, and then, let's say I want Kevin Bull. Like if you could like do like what NBA 2K has put in, where you can like go and download other people's my players, their create legends, their save files, basically. Like, let's say I want Kevin Bull, Champ Kind, BJ Wild, all those guys, Flash Jackson, all those guys that you guys all love, all those road to the show players that you all love on my team. I want to have the ability to be able to do that, to be able to go in and get those players on my team and use the team, like play the team games with them. That would be awesome to see. Um, Number 4, I guess, maybe 5. I talked a little, like I had another idea just as I was talking in that last one. Number 4, I want you in the Road to the Show or franchise mode. I want to interview players after the games at their lockers. Like, you know, like that's a clown question, bro. With Bryce Harper, he was at his locker. It'd be awesome to see that. Like what I tried. Like it would add a new element to the game. Like with the NBA 2K series, with the, I know they're pretty generic podium questions, but that'd be pretty awesome because, like, I mean, they could do the podium stuff for the postseason, but wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be awesome to see, like, BJ Wild, you just went 2 for 4. Are you thinking about retiring? That's a clown question, bro. Something like that, you know. Just again, not trying to be corny or anything, but you know. So, in Road to the Show, if you're a corner outfielder, which sometimes I am, like when I'm not playing center field with BJ Wild, it'll be out in left field, and there's this glitch that they always have. Even I've played a little bit in right field too. If there's a foul ball that gets hit down the right field line that you have a chance for, but you can never quite get, and that's all you do, and then it advances to something else. Remove that. You don't need that in there, because obviously if they're not intending for you to catch it anyway, then why did you waste your time recording like 15 seconds worth of you trying to run down a ball that you're not even going to catch anyway? Just get rid of it. It's annoying and you don't need it in there. It's probably taking up excess space that could be used for something even more awesome. Like number 6, new broadcasters. Oh my gosh. Matt Vescursion, Dave Campbell, Rex Hutler, Eric Karros, all those guys, they did a good job, but they've become tiresome. If I hear we're back and it's Matt Vescursion and Dave Campbell, all those guys, that they're back, I will shoot myself. I do not like hearing them again. Like, I thought they would have gotten rid of them after MLB '09, the show. It's been a long time coming that they've needed new broadcasters, but they tried with Rex Hutler to get rid of, like, to let him go and sign Eric Karros. That wasn't the problem. In my mind, I think it's Vescursion himself. Like, I think they need to get somebody besides him. Vescursion is a good broadcaster, don't get me wrong, but after a while you get tired of the Santa Maria. So anyway, so if they were to get new broadcasters, I know this would take a while to do. I've seen the videos heard about this before, that it would be a long-term project. But if they were to do this, that would be awesome. I would definitely wait to have this happen. Get like team by team broadcasters. Like you hear in LA, you'd have Vin Scully on the mic all by himself. You would have in New York Michael Kay and all those guys for the Yankees broadcasts. Ron Sterling or whatever his name is that does the Mets broadcasts. Hawk Harrelson in Chicago with the White Sox. So like, or maybe if they couldn't do that, it'd be like they could get I know what you're about to say. Don't say it, but I have to. If they were to get somebody like Joe Buck, insert groaning by multiple people watching this video here. If they were to get like Joe Buck or Tim McCarver, someone like that, or maybe some of those MLB Network broadcasters like Bob Costas would be cool to see. I like listening to him call games. Al Michaels, even though he doesn't do baseball anymore, when he did baseball, he was awesome. Like, I know he does football strictly now with NBC, but that'd be pretty awesome to hear in a video game, is to hear Al Michaels. He was the one that if you saw the '86 ALCS with Jim Rice's home run, he was the one that was like, "You're looking at one for the ages here." I know, I sound just like him. So anyway, number 8, I've heard people talk about this before. I have only played NBA 2K12 for a couple days when I rented it, and I did a Create a Legend with Dirk Nowitzki, and that didn't work out too well because I only had 2 days to play, and I had football practice in the middle of it. So, but for like that would be a cool mode in MLB to be a major leaguer or creating a legend. Like you could take over. Let's say I wanted to be AJ Pierzynski, the catcher right there. I wanted to lead him to the Hall of Fame. I want to do that. Want to see I want to see that mode implemented in to the mode or to the game to do that. Like be AJ Pierzynski or take over a already existing minor leaguer and try to get him into the majors and on his way to stardom. I think that would be really cool. That would be an awesome mode. I think that would be like, I mean, obviously there's going to be some other points that I will want to see, like that will make me buy the game, but that would be something that probably would get them some extra sales. Would get Sony some extra sales on this, as people would buy a PS3 so they could be like their friends, be like, oh, I want to lead Michael Young to the Hall of Fame. I want him to become a next 50-50, the only 50-50 player in history. I'm sorry, but like, that would be awesome to see, and I would not have any problem with it if I had to wait until MLB 14 the show to see that. But that would be awesome if they'd have it in by next year, because you know what I'm doing. Creating a legend, Josh Hamilton. I called it. Anybody else that says that they're going to do this after me is copying me. Anyway, I don't really care, but like I said, like it would be awesome to do that. So number 9, people have talked about this one before. I've heard. I think it was VA that said it. You can have the ability to create your own batting stance or your own pitching motion. That'd be really awesome. Like, I like the way that people like they've put it in now, but like let's say I wanted to have Josh Hamilton's like his stutter, like like before he swings, like that little leg kick right there. If I wanted to have that, and then plus like King Griffey Jr.'s swing, I would want to do that. I would want to mix and match players like that to do that. So anyway, number 10, I want a rating system, like in Madden and NBA. I want to know that Josh Hamilton has 94 power and 92 speed. I don't want to know that he's like 4/5 of the way or 6/7 of the way up on that red bar thing, I want that. I want actual numbers so that I can be like, oh, this guy's got 99 contact, but he's got 82 power. Should I let him go? No. Okay, and then I'll keep him. Like, you can't judge with just a red bar. I think that's been wanted for a couple of years too. So, number 11. I think it was Mo the Foe 16 that talked about this, but like, it seems when in my road to the show that it's always the Giants or the Rangers or the Yankees that are making the World Series later in the years. When you get further into road to the show, like let's get some more surprise teams. Like, who knows? It's like you can't predict baseball, so why try to predict a baseball video game? So anyway, that would be really awesome if they would do that, because that'd be something that I'd use. I would like that. So like they could do it in franchise, road to the show, just implement it like into all aspects of the game. So number 12, enhanced weather. It would be awesome, like when you have a rain game, instead of just seeing like little sprinkles every so often, like it's hard to tell in MLB when it's raining. You could be like, it's a downpour. I see Fifi, my dog. It's raining cats and dogs, something like that. Like, and then there could like, I mean, this isn't on my list, but like it should be like if you're talking about weather. Rain delays or postponements due to weather, like that'd be really cool to see, because you get to, like as it is right now, you get to play all your games and they're perfect weather most of the time. So it's like, come on, can we at least have something? Because like, what if it was I remember a couple years ago there was something like in Cleveland where there was snow on the ground in March and they were trying to start the season, so they had to move the games to Milwaukee or something. Wouldn't that be cool to see? I would love to see that if they could actually put in weather like snow or sleet or hail and then make rain delays, snow delays, postponements, like especially in the postseason. I know that's not really a cool thing like for MLB or anything for that to happen, but it would be cool to see, like especially as just in the regular season. So I want to see something like as the game goes along, the first baseline becomes like has like footprints in it. It's hard to tell where the line is and all that, like field weathering basically. And that would be cool because you see like the first base line gets used more often than the third base line. So I want to see like you can actually tell that the field has been like that the field is wearing down as all these cleats are running around on it. So excuse me. This is a pet peeve of mine. When I hit a ball in the gap and it's heading towards the wall and I know it's not going to be a home run, outfield grass is not a trampoline. Lower the number of ground rule doubles for any mode, like Road to the Show, franchise. So, like, the grass is not supposed to be used as a trampoline. Like, you can have it bounce, but not like so high that it'll go over the wall. Because I noticed that it does that way too many times. It will bounce way too many times and for ground rule doubles. So, I've got here crowd emotion, like like later in the game when you've got like a 1-run lead and your closer's in with 2 outs and he's got like 2 strikes. You want to hear the crowd get as loud as they can get behind that pitcher. They are in full force trying to distract the batter so that he won't be able to hit whatever the pitcher throws him. As it is, you can hear the crowd, but it's not like it's like you hear them and all that, but it's like they need to improve it in my mind at least. So especially like in the later innings or the playoffs too, like I'm going back to that, especially in the playoffs. I haven't gotten to the playoffs in any of my franchises yet or any of my Road to the Shows either, but I'm pretty sure from what other people have said that the crowd emotion is like really not there for the playoffs. So just tweak it a little bit. Like you don't have to change every aspect of it, just tweak it, Anyway, so I want to see celebrities or retired players like like every so often Rusty Greer or Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's the owner of the Texas Rangers. You'll see him in the stands like all the time. But Rusty Greer comes back, Buddy Bell comes back to these Ranger games. Why can't they just show it and say, and tonight is there's a Ranger Hall of Famer in the crowd, Rusty Greer, or Kenny Rogers is back in town this week, or something like that. Pudge is back to watch his Rangers take on the Astros, or something like that. I think that would be really cool to see. Another thing, this is basically just like a new mode for them to try to put in. MLB 2K12 has it, but MLB 12 the show does not have it. Take in a playoffs mode. You can like take over a team and see if you can take them all the way to the World Series. Like you can use like a team that was already in the playoffs last year, or you can change them out and like put the Orioles and the Nationals in, put the Pirates and the Indians or something, like teams that probably wouldn't be in there, and see who would actually be able to take it all. So anyway, in MLB 2K12 they have this in here. They have implemented the 2 wildcard system, so I hope they'll be able to put that in this year. I don't know why they didn't even make it a patch or anything, but I hope they'll have it in for this year's game, because that would be realistic. That would be right there, because the MLB is going to have 2 wildcards this year. So another one I want to see, probably wouldn't be allowed to see, is like players being able to charge the mound or something like that, because in MLB Slugfest when I was little, my brother Nick, you may know him from live streams, my brother Nick and I would mess around. He'd beam me and it would show a cinematic where it would show like me getting enraged, my player getting enraged, and you'd see him like throw down his batting gloves and charge the mound. Like you wouldn't actually see anything going on, but it would pan to the shortstop, and you'd see him like ducking and cover. He's like, oh, because of all the punching you could see. It was cartoony and corny, I know, but it was still really funny. My brother and I love doing that just for like the fun and the laughter out of it. So I think that'd be really cool if they'd put that in. Um, they would put that in. That'd be awesome to see because it would probably remind a lot of people of playing MLB Slugfest when they were little and doing that. So I think I already said this, but manager coming out to the out of the dugout, talking to the umpires, and like eventually he'll start throw off his cap, or he'll like yell in the umpire's face, and you'll see the umpire turn around and toss him. I'm pretty sure I already talked a little bit about that, but for the home run derby, I had this idea. Why not put like the little like the people that are running around trying to get to the balls in the outfield, the little kids that they always have out there, or maybe like have the State Farm Gold Ball in there, because I always like that when they have the the counter on how much money has been raised for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, like with that gold ball thing. So that'd be pretty cool to see. Another thing for the online home run derby, I'm loving the fact that you can do that. But I always wanted to be able to play with your friends like at a classic stadium. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute or two, but being able to play them at the classic stadiums would be like really awesome. Can you imagine trying to like people going to the polo grounds, playing against their friends in the polo grounds? You'd be cheesing, hitting them down the line every time, and someone hitting it like 460 feet to right center and getting an out. That would be hilarious just to see like people get mad. They're like, ugh, I can't get a home run. I keep hitting them to center. I think that would be hysterical to see that happen. But